everyone. Here we are, and I have Shayna Blackmar joining us, and she is the sound healer. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, here we are.
Excited.
I know, so am I. Here, and one of the reasons why this is so important right now is because we are ascending, and this is a way for us to raise our vibration, our frequency. And I know Shayna is going to give us a lot of input in regard to that.
Yes.
Shayna, during your journey, how did you discover your healing gifts?
It was very roundabout. It was not linear at all. I had no idea about energy work or any of that until I became an esthetician 15 years ago and started noticing I was feeling my clients' aches and pains and what they were talking about and going through. And I'd be exhausted at the end of my shifts, all of this stuff, because I was just connecting and processing their stuff. And I had no idea. So I started learning, kind of trying to figure it out and learning what was going on, and did a lot of self-education. And then I was learning about kind of protecting my energy field as well, because I still want to help, but I don't need to take on all that stuff, right? And then another client years later, like, I don't know, was that 7, 8 years later, told me about Reiki, and I had never heard of it, had no idea. And it was one of those things where, you just want to go do it. So I immediately went and became a Reiki master, like within months. And that helped me learn more and help things process faster. And just did it for friends and family for many years. And then about 3 years ago, I started working with a spiritual mentor, and the energy was just coming through so much stronger that it was saying, you have to share this with other people. So started switching gears to sharing that more and more and more. And it came through around that time too, to incorporate sound healing as well. So it's just kind of like every once in a while, a little deep dive and learning as much as I can about different things and putting it all together. So then learned about sound healing and vibration, and essentially Reiki and sound healing and all energy modalities, healing modalities, are the same in the higher sense that they're all flooding the body with higher vibrations, trying to heal and clear, and then filling up with light and high vibrations in various ways. So everything is vibration. So that's what brought me here today.
Well, I'm so grateful that you are here, and I'm sure all the viewers are grateful too, because you have so much information that is so important right now. I'm going to say it again. How do you keep your vibration raised? You wrote that to me. You said you keep, and I know you keep it in love. Is that where you keep it, in love?
Well, yes, ultimately everything is, but there are different things that I do. And I'm glad you asked that, because it is so important. It's important for everyone. And then especially as a healer or light worker or energy worker, because I have to keep I choose to keep my field as clear as I can and as high vibrational as I can. So then when I'm working with someone else, what they're receiving is as high vibrational as they can. I'm not sharing other people's stuff that I'm still processing, So it's really important for lots of reasons to keep the vibration as high as possible. I do lots of things. Another way I came into vibration as well was with food. I had a lot of health issues for a long time, with stomach and digestion and stuff, and I figured out what works for me. And during that process, I learned about the energetics of different foods through Ayurveda, and that basically I eat a lot of plants. I'm vegan because that works for me, but I know that doesn't work for everyone. But essentially, I choose to do everything I can as high vibrational as possible. So like eating lots of plants. Plants are light. They're grown in the light. They have, if you want to raise your vibration, eat a lot of plants. Fresh water, of course, fresh juices, things like that. meditating every day, monitoring my thoughts, which, as humans is a constant process. Some days I'm great. Some days I'm like, oh, where did that come from? I got to work on that. Mantras really help with that. Being in nature a lot is really huge. Makes a huge difference for me. And even just, if I don't have time to go hike, even just laying on the earth in the backyard for 20 minutes is amazing, because the earth is like a giant crystal. She can help us process in 20 minutes what could take us a day or two. So just kind of doing things like that. The energies are coming in so strong and so fast now, it's pretty much constant. I mean, yesterday I pretty much laid on the couch for 6 hours because it just knocked me out. And I tried to do things and it just didn't work. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go with the flow and lay down. So yesterday, that's what I needed to do to raise my vibration so that I could integrate. And then today I feel, 1,000 times better. So there's all these different things we can do. And depending on the day and the energies and what is coming up, they're basically just different tools, and different things are going to work at different times. The sound healing, of course, I play, at least a little bit every day, and that raises the vibration of the home and the space, and of course me and everyone who's here at the time. So that's really huge and powerful too. So lots of ways.
What kind of experiences have you had during the ascension process?
Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, with food, I feel all of this very physically. The more so than from what I've talked to other people that I can tell for some reason. Just very sensitive physically. When I'm also real hot natured, very pitta. When there's a solar flare, I'm hot. I'm inflamed. I'm red. Like, I know what's happening. You can just look at me. I've had a few different real physical things. Like there was one time, it was last year, and I literally couldn't move my arm and my shoulder for 2 weeks. And it was just energy moving, and it was mostly up here, but it would move. It wasn't like there was no specific physical thing that happened. It was just energy moving and clearing and opening up that feminine side. It was on the left side. I had a rash on my shins for like 2 weeks one time. It was just energy clearing those channels. So various things like that. Lots of very physical aches and pains that I feel. I know some good friends feel more emotional, and I certainly have my emotional days as well. But yeah, it's a little bit different for everybody.
Would you kindly explain some ways for us to heal that you can give suggestions?
Yeah, I mean, all of the regular raising the vibration things, energy healing, sound healing, of course. I'm offering a healing empowerment course where we work through the chakras, just going back through and looking at finding patterns and finding a higher perspective of those patterns so that they can be cleared and released with an impersonal way is much easier versus being real stuck and attached in the lower vibrational energies. So that's really helpful, clearing the chakras. There's past life regression. There's identifying archetypes to help, again, finding higher perspectives of what we're here to learn. Because once we learn the lessons, then we don't have these lower vibrational experiences anymore. Working with different energy healers, being outside, going within, and I don't know, my favorite thing is ask why, be curious. Why is this happening? What do I have to learn here? Otherwise, the same thing just keeps happening because we haven't learned the lesson. So if you want to go faster, ask why. Ask, what do I have to learn?
You are so chock full of information. It's like your toolkit for this work is just like expanding. Is there something that you've learned or happened to you that is so out of the ordinary that you would be willing to share it with us either an experience or something that you can do that seems almost, even in this niche market, it seems odd? Is there anything that you can do that's happened? Yes, you have something.
Well, I don't know. I feel like as a light worker, everything we do is odd compared to
No, but
the other.
what to you you're like, well, like for me, it's these extraterrestrials telepathically communicating with me. So what's yours?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get stuff coming through, but it's it's like just a knowing. I just know, okay, this is what needs to happen now, or this is what's going to happen.
You're more
Okay.
guided, is what you say, because you seem like you're running on something, like you're on a treadmill, like running, and I don't know what you're trying to catch, but you have all of this that you have to do. You seem as though you're like very driven on your mission.
Yeah, I mean that's been clear to me for a while now. Of raising my vibration is kind of the overall ultimate goal, because one, it'll help me, and two, it's helping everyone around me, like in my very small field, and three, it's helping the planet and anyone you come in contact with in the grocery store, getting your haircut, wherever. Like it's my job to shine my light wherever I can. And so I've found when I get stuck spinning in something or thinking negative thoughts or whatever, when I can flip the switch to, okay, how can I just shine my light and focus on that instead of getting stuck in that lower vibration, whatever it is, then things just move faster and clear. And I can see, oh, that's what was stuck. That's what I needed to learn. That's what I needed to see. So it's just become clear that the more I can focus on that and come back to that, it just makes everything easier and faster. So I am a kind of determined person in that way. Once I feel what is right, I just do it, because, okay, that's what my heart says to do. There's no second guessing it anymore like I used to. Because when I did second guess it, there was, fallout, aftermath, right? But when you follow the heart, it's not linear. It doesn't necessarily make sense, but it always works out and is amazing. You
are so sensory. I get you're so sensory, and I can tell that you are able to figure out exactly what you need to do to balance yourself when you kind of flop out of sync, I guess, or you glitch or something. I almost think that you might be like a medical intuitive with other people. Can you tell when other people are sick or where they're sick?
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, and part of my healing services that I do, I can feel what's going on and move the energy. Like what comes through is probably specific. I mean, I connect with the galactics, I bring in the angelics, bring in the ascended masters, and their higher self is there. But I don't necessarily know exactly who's helping that person. I'm just kind of listening for what they're telling me to do, like what healing chamber is going to help here, what is going to help with this, and I feel it. It just comes into me.
You're a gift. You're a gift. So as an intuitive, would you share with us some guidance that you might give during a one-on-one with your client as a practitioner, and also some services that you offer?
Yeah, I mean, it's every session is custom to what's coming up that day, but all the things we've been talking about, like raising the vibration, a lot of times it comes through to cut out fluoride because that blocks the pineal gland. Different specific things will come up for what that person is going through, as far as like dandelion tea or eating more root vegetables, or whatever they need to ground, or being in nature, kind of, or working on a specific chakra, whatever's coming up and is being triggered to be seen in that thing, in that instance. But yeah, so either in person or virtual Reiki energy healing sessions, and I always include a little sound healing with that. as well, because basically, like we'll do in a little bit, we're going to clear out, break up dense energies, make space, and then fill that space with high vibrations, with all the light coming in, all the high vibrational sound instruments as well. And then, of course, I'm also offering that healing empowerment course that I mentioned too, which is really beautiful. 8 weeks of going through the chakras, a past life regression, identifying archetypes. It just gives you so much information, how to see where your power is leaking out, how to call it back, giving you higher perspectives for seeing the lessons so that you can release them and clear them and not get stuck in the past, because the past is heavy. We can learn the lesson and move on. We don't have to hold on to that heaviness. So yeah, and that's all offered virtual or in person. And then sound healing is, we'll do a little bit today, but the more you can do in person, the better.
I didn't even ask you where you're coming from. Where are you? I'm in New York. Where are you?
Oh, I'm in Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're in Texas. Are you a Texan girl?
I'm from here, yes.
Are you? How beautiful is that? That's lovely. What's the weather like? We just had some flurries, some snow flurries a few minutes ago. What's it like in Texas?
Yeah, it's Texas, so ask and the weather can change in 15 minutes. It was like we had a crazy ice storm 2 weeks ago, and the whole city lost power and all this stuff, and there's branches everywhere. And then it was 86 a couple days ago, and now it's 50.
Goodness.
So you never know.
Well, it's nice. I like seasons. I like the weather changes.
It is coming up on spring though. The bluebonnets they're gonna pop in just a couple weeks, which is like the best thing here.
Aw, I love that.
So yeah.
So will you demonstrate for us some sound healing so you can raise our vibration so that everything that's going on with us diminishes, all the dark stuff?
Exactly. So let me get on this side and it might be
Through
easier.
this. Walk us through this, because it's funny. I spoke to someone today and I was telling them, I said, I'm doing this interview. I'm so excited. And she's a sound healer. And she said, what exactly is that? And I said, well, it's when they have the bowls and they're and they're giving off a sound, a beautiful sound. And she says, I want to get those. Where do I get those? So maybe you could offer some kind of like information about what you suggest if someone's just starting out doing this, and what you would give about like the best thing for someone to start out with.
Yeah, I think the Tibetan bowls, the brass bowls,
Okay,
are really
brass.
beautiful starting out. And they correlate to the chakras. So whether you want to get just one or a whole set, is just kind of listen to what's calling you. But those are nice for breaking up energies. I like to do mantras while I play them too. Like it's also important, with everything's vibration, also what you're thinking while you're playing them is important too. Like, and keeping that high vibrational. In the quartz bowls, I didn't get out my whole set since, just we're going to do a lot. That's a 528 bowl, which that one's nice as far as it's beautiful, but it works on all the chakras and it's a higher frequency. So that one's really kind of just the ultimate multitasker kind of thing. If you want to keep it small just for your home personal use, that one is awesome. So we'll play that one a little bit as well. I'm going to do the drum and gong and the Tibetan bowls first. We're going to break up dense energies, break up blockages, get things moving a little bit. You might feel warm. You might feel energy moving. And then I'm going to do the Koshi chimes, which those will balance the elements in the body. They always remind me of fairies dancing in the forest. I just love it. And then I'll do the 528 bowl to fill up that space that's been created with the higher vibrational frequencies. And then I'll finish. Oh, I've also got a quartz pyramid too. That's really magical.
Lovely.
So we'll do that a little bit. And some Kanari chimes at the end that sound like water, and they're just so relaxing. You can just release everything into the ground, into the earth, into wherever you are. Just let it all go.
You've mentioned twice mantras. What exactly would be a mantra that you would suggest?
There's so many. And it really depends on what's happening that day or what you're feeling, what you're being triggered, where you're trying to go. It actually came through a couple days ago to kind of line up the chakras with a mantra or two for each chakra, and then you're really aligned and centered with your highest self,
Okay.
where you want to go, who you want to be, and who you are ultimately once you clear the the other.
If
Right?
I had, you're saying the chakras, if I had pain in my heart, what would be a mantra you would say?
So heart does love and forgiveness. It's our emotional body. So you could say, I am love. I give and receive unconditional love. I am love, loving and lovable. I forgive myself. I forgive others.
Perfect.
Any one or all of those would be wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that suggestion.
You're welcome. Any questions before I get started?
It's all yours.
All right.
I can't wait. I'm thrilled.
All right, let's do it. Oh, if listeners have headphones or earbuds, that would be a good thing to put in right now for the sound healing.
Okay.
And just get comfortable and close your eyes and start breathing nice and deep. Big inhale. Exhale, sitting it down the body, down the legs, down to the crystalline core of the earth. Inhaling light. Exhaling everything that no longer serves you. Inhaling high vibrations. Exhaling low vibrations. Keep breathing, keep the energy moving, surrendering everything down to the earth.
Shayna, we're having like for me, I'm having trouble hearing you. Is there a way for you to put the computer or whatever you're working on closer to where you are?
I can play louder.
Pardon me?
I can play louder.
Okay, no, it's because I want people to be able to hear what you're doing. It's like beautiful when I put my ear like this, but I don't know if it's giving the kind of what, what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I'll play a little louder. It's hard to regulate sometimes because it can just be so loud. So I'll
Right.
play louder.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. I don't know if the sound went out. Can you say something? Because I think the sound went in and out for a minute. I heard you. Now I can hear. Okay. Shayna, there's no sound. Can you say something? It's going in and out.
That's so weird. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. It's almost like, is it not detecting these sounds, some of these sounds? I heard some of it, but I don't know if it's just my computer. Tap that. I hear your voice, but when you tap that, I'm not hearing it. I don't hear that.
That's so weird. Because usually Zoom has really good speaker for this kind of thing. Is it my Wi-Fi or something?
Now I hear that right now. It's
My
almost
Wi-Fi.
like, it's very strange. It's almost like some of it detected, some of it didn't, but that's okay because I have to tell you, this sound healing, I feel like there's work going on and it's almost jarring in the beginning. I'm like, what's going on? Because,
Yeah.
right? It's almost like
Yeah.
everything's falling apart and now it's trying to be put back together.
Yeah, like that's why we do the density blocking at the beginning and then fill that space up, let the body, the nervous system relax and fill up and relax and fill up with these high vibrations.
See, I can hear that. It's almost like what happens sometimes with my lighting. It goes in and out, but it's like interesting. Some of it you hear and then it goes quiet.
That's so weird.
So when you talk and then you tap and you touch it, then it, see
Can you
now,
hear it?
not really. I did a little bit before. It's very strange.
I don't know why. That's so weird. I wonder if it's like that on the recording too.
Well, it's okay. We'll just, we're getting the energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can feel it. It's flowing. How's that?
It's lovely. I feel like I could go take a nap right now.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
maybe
Do
you should.
do people fall? No, I can't. I have something else I have to do. Do people fall asleep during the sessions?
Not usually, because usually there's so much going on, and a lot of times they like they're in and out.
Hmm.
Usually they're kind of twitching or things like that as blockages are clearing and things are moving. Every once in a while, it'll just come through and be so high vibrational that it'll knock people out. So it's actually good if you can or feel like sleeping. That means you have filled up with so much light that now your body needs to integrate, and that's the fastest way for it to happen. So it's actually good. Go sleep.
I'm so excited. But it's interesting how I can't even put form my word sentences. How when I had met you before prior and we had done some interviews and you did this work, I don't think I was ready for it. Whereas today I'm like, oh, it's just like
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. It's just amazing. And I'm ready because I might not have gotten through some of my own issues to be able to receive this back then. So that's what I'm going to say to everyone who's viewing this. Come back to this interview. If you say, oh, I'm not ready for this, come back and keep coming back and you'll get something out of it, because what Shayna's doing is it's like we're breaking, like she said, we're breaking, unblocking and getting rid of blockages, and then there's healing light coming in.
Well, and it's beautiful that you mentioned that, because that's all energy work. It's all cumulative. And the more you do it, the more you clear, the more you can then receive, the more you open up to receive. So it's not that you didn't receive anything when we talked before, you just received what you're ready for, and now you've cleared more and are ready for more, so it all builds and works together. Like, it's amazing.
Also, I know that the connection with you will help me kind of develop in other ways, and I'm sure everyone else, because every single time it's like a stepping block with
Something unlocks.
people's energies, and we're all coming together. And I know at some time we're all going to actually meet in the physical reality. Now we're kind of meeting mind to mind and energy and vibration,
Yeah.
but I know that this is just kind of the beginning. I sense.
Yeah, the soul family coming together.
That's the soul family. Do you have any messages for our viewers that you'd like to share?
Oh, let's see.
Go?
To really focus on self-love as much as possible. And it's not selfish, but more of it. It's actually selfless, because the more you can love yourself and work on yourself and heal yourself and give yourself the alone time you need, the nutrition you need, the nature you need, the more you can then help others. So it seems counterintuitive in this society, but like that is shifting to where people are realizing how much they do need to come back to center and take care of themselves and just love it all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, we've all done good things. We've all done bad things in this life or past lives. And, there's no criticism, there's no judgment, there's no blame. Just love. Send yourself and everyone love. That's how we clear this matrix.
Yes, that's how we clear this matrix. Exactly.
Yeah.
Through love, through joy, through raising
Yeah.
our vibration, and we move forward. And we're just, like you just said, we're all coming together, family of light.
Yeah.
How can everyone reach you, and what social media, even, what information can you share with us, that a way for us to meet, reach out to you and kind of see your work?
My website is virusha.com, VURUSHA, and you can see information. You can book on there. You can contact me for questions. There's Instagram, which is Virusha Healing.
Okay.
Through Facebook, it's just my name, Shayna Blackmar. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Yeah.
I really appreciate, especially on a weekend, to join with us.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's my pleasure.
Have a great day, Shayna.
Thank you. You too.